morning.
Good morning. Okay, so tell me, what happened?
I was suspended because I wore this dress. It has a spaghetti strap, as you can see, which they had an issue with, and their options for me were to either put on a jacket or go home. Most of my classes have been reaching 90 plus degrees and we have no air conditioning, and most classes only have one fan in them. I decided to wear a strapless dress to kind of elevate, maybe make my day a little bit less miserable than it usually is. It is a long maxi dress. It covers my legs, stomach, and boobs, but not my shoulders. But are my shoulders a sexual threat to anyone? I was humiliated and called out in front of the whole class over my shoulders. Do you think boys get called home like this? No. What's so wrong about exposing my shoulders to the whole world? Women have always been seen as objects, and I felt nothing more than an object in sexual pleasure. My shoulders should not have affected anyone's ability to teach or learn. Not only was I offended as a female, but also my education got interrupted, which probably affected my ability to catch up with the lessons as well as homework. Confidence level diminished, and I became self-conscious due to the discrimination and humiliation of the school staff and my classmates. I believe that we can change our mindset and how we dress. Women's bodies don't exist to please anyone. Women don't exist to dress for or cater to what society wants them to be. Whatever your opinions on clothing choices may be, let's agree on one thing. Women should have the right to choose how to represent themselves on their own terms. It's time to change, women.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so tell me, what happened?
So, a friend of mine bullied me for wearing makeup. He told me that I wore too much makeup and called me a king face and to stop wearing makeup. I wear makeup because I just like to. It's not that I'm not comfortable with my face or I'm insecure and I lack confidence. That's why I wear makeup. But I just wear it for fun and I believe that I feel pretty wearing it. I thought that wearing makeup was not a crime, but because of what my friend told me, I feel like it is. Wearing makeup helps me to freely express my creativity and who I am. No one should feel ashamed or embarrassed to admit that they wear makeup. If you don't wear makeup, cool. If you do wear makeup, cool. However, no one should ever feel ashamed because of what they choose to apply on their face. I'm perfectly okay admitting I wear makeup. I can probably count on my hands how many times I didn't wear makeup to school. When I get ready in the morning, I don't ask myself, who am I getting ready for? Because I already know that my answer, I'm getting ready for myself. Why? Because I like it. I think it's fun. And honestly, I'm really good at it. No one is going to make me feel bad or ashamed for doing something I like. I don't know when or exactly why makeup became such a controversial topic, but it shouldn't be. You do you, let me do me, and we'll live in peace. It's time to change, women.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so tell me, what happened?
I was walking from school to home and I experienced street harassment. As I was going home, a man stopped and stared at me. For whatever reason, he chose to make me his target. He said, "Hello, beautiful." Maybe this sounds complimentary and flattering. And it's true. His words weren't offensive or gross, but it felt jarring. I was disconcerted. I turned bright red and felt as if someone has undressed me in public without my permission. I immediately knew that no matter my response, it would feel wrong. Catcalls, sexually explicit comments, sexist remarks, homophobic slurs, groping, leering, stalking, flashing, and assault. Street harassment limits people's mobility and access to public spaces. Ever since that encounter, I stopped passing by that street. The objectification and hypersexualization of women's bodies in film and other media also translates to women's bodies in public spheres. Once in the public space, women's bodies are fair game for commentary, criticism, and abuse. This behavior is a violation of women's rights and should not be tolerated or trivialized. When I recall that encounter, it made me realize that I was merely an object and a sexual attraction. Women should be respected and treated as also a human being. It's time to change. Women.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so tell me, what happened?
I experienced gender bias at school. So, my classmates and I were raising our hands to answer the questions my teacher was asking. But he never called me, but all of my male classmates. And I let that slip. But when our exam papers were being distributed, most of my female classmates and I almost got failing grades. Meanwhile, my male classmates got almost perfect scores. That made me realize that our teacher was biased on how he treat and grade my classmates. I was wondering why, and I came up to the conclusion that since my teacher classmate is male, he favors my male classmates more than my female classmates. By the way he treats my fellow classmates and I felt disgusted and disappointed because I thought teachers would be fair and just in handling class. But it was the opposite. I feel unmotivated to go to class because of him. I don't know what to say or to do for him to change. Girls and boys today are receiving separate and unequal educations due to the gender socializations that takes place in our school and due to the sexist hidden curriculum students are faced with every day. Teachers should provide method and resources necessary to eliminate gender bias in their classrooms. My female classmates and I will continue to receive an equitable education. Department of Education should be providing mandatory gender equity resource modules to in-service teachers, and gender bias needs to be addressed with all pre-service teachers. Educators need to be made aware of the bias they are reinforcing in their students through socialization messages, inequitable division of special education services, sexist texts and materials, and unbalanced time and types of attention spent on boys and girls in the classroom. Until then, if educational sexism is eradicated, more than half of our children will be shortchanged and their gifts lost to society. It's time to change women.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so tell me, what happened?
My classmate thinks that my gender is the basis of my intellectual capacity. I was always doing my best in class, may it be written works, exams, tests, but just recently I got a failing grade. My classmates said, "Aren't girls supposedly smart?" I don't know if it is a common stereotype in girls, but I don't think that my gender dictates my intelligence. I mean, look at Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, and Stephen Hawking. Are they women? No, right? Women are hardworking, independent, and smart, but I don't think that it dictates their cognitive abilities. Intelligence can be gained through studying. General intelligence tests suggest that there may be no overall differences between male and female cognitive ability, but there do appear to be gender differences in brain's development and competency on specific cognitive tasks. Boys have larger brains, but girls' brains mature faster, and that's what makes the difference. One should not confuse their gender to their cognitive abilities. Let us not stereotype women as smarter than men. Rather, these two genders are the same in terms of intelligence. It's time to change women.